greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Ben, and this is Hill William Tactical. And, you know, part of being an educated hillbilly, especially a tactically educated hillbilly, is that readiness, the ability to defend yourself. Now, different people have different needs. Some people run body armor. This is kind of like a catch-all rig. This is by Visim Tactical. They make low-cost equipment. Would I go into, would I deploy into warfare with something like this if I were a soldier? No, I want something way better. And I've got a much nicer chest rig I use for wintertime that I've had for probably about 7 years now. 7, maybe 10. It might be 10 years old. It's old Israeli Defense Force reconnaissance chest rig, and I've kind of modified it to meet my needs because I don't like having flaps. I kind of don't like having bungees on anything. So, without further ado, let me get into meat and potatoes. This is the pistol I've got set up to run with this rig, as well as just concealed carry in general. For those of you wondering, yes, that is a Bull Armory Axe Cleaver C with a mass driver comp and an X300, and that's an old Surefire. And yes, I do have IDOT sights on here because I like them. And anybody that has one of these pistols, if you're changing your sights out for other Glock sights, just be ready for the rear sight. The angle is really tough to change, but worth it. Totally worth it. There's nothing wrong with the factory sight. They're just not tritium. So it's just like a plain sight. And this one is a slick pistol. There is no RMR footprint like on my Masada. I've got RMR on that thing, and you kind of have to. I'm just going to leave it at that. I love the pistol, the Masada from Israeli Weapons Industries. I love it and I hate it at the same time, but I love it more than I hate it. So the first thing we've got is, and I'm sitting down right now, I really don't want to stick myself in the leg with anything. First thing we have is a stock P dagger, and it is on the left side, so I can draw and I can make space. It's a space maker through and through. The second blade you might notice up here is a SOG Seal Pup. I've had that knife for a long time. It has been an outstanding knife. Would I use it for extreme bushcraft? Absolutely not. Light duty, defensive purposes, definitely. Then we've got the Death Ridge toothpick, which you just kind of shiv things with. Kind of shiv away. So 2 defensive weapons within reach of both my hands and a combat knife. And again, how I've got my rig set up may not be how you want to set yours up. Before any of our little radio guys chime in the comments, no, there's no radio on this rig. Unless I'm working with a team, I have no need for a radio anywhere on my person. Cell phone is radio enough for my daily usages. And again, if I'm clearing my own house, I'm not working with a team. I'm likely doing that by myself. In these 2 side pouches, I've got 15 round Glock mags, which work on the Cleaver C. In the rifle placard, I have got 30 round EPS AR-15 mags. Let me just put that down in there so I can soda can grab it, or beer can grab stuff. They're loaded with M855. I like that out of a 1 7-inch twist barrel. It just does what it was designed to do. So in pouch number 1, we've got a multi-tool, an ink pen, a notepad. It's supposed to be waterproof, but the ink will run. Got some chem lights. Stuff that back down in there. A little bandage. My battle belt usually has a first aid kit on it, and if defecation hits the oscillation, these come off. So in this pouch, we've got a signaling laser. That's more a range thing. That way I can point at stuff when I'm looking through a scope. And I've got a choke kit for the shotgun I run from time to time. And that's essentially it. And I think there may be a zebra pin in here. Maybe. So I'll put these Zerk patches back on. That one right there. Make sure I don't turn my ID patch upside down. Done that before. But yeah, that's essentially how I set it up. There's not much to it. It's nice and slick. If I were to run it with a plate carrier, I can put it on over the plate carrier. Overall, it's pretty... It does what I need it to do, and in short order, it just works. Like, there are... I know with my Israeli rig, my Israeli Defense Force rig, it's from like 1983. I think that it was the Lebanese war at that time. And, you know, my friend Adam was saying they still use those in training. They still use that particular chest rig, which I thought was interesting. It's a good chest rig. I shaved off like the gas mask pouch. I might do a video on it sometime and just show you the modifications I made to make it applicable to what I do when I'm setting up a chest rig for defensive purposes. If anyone's wondering about the crystal business, if you want to order anything, just let me know. We're Piper's Crystal Curiosities, and I'll be more than happy to set you up with whatever you want to order. Whether it be a crystal sculpture, dream catcher. We ordered those, and we have not been able to sell those to save our lives. We sell more totes and jewelry than anything. As you can see behind my head, you've got different totes there. And, you know, some of the purses we sell, it wouldn't be real hard if you send us the holster to fashion the holster on the inside of the purse, or the inside of the sling bag, or even your magazine pouches if you're doing like an AK or AR pistol. We could totally retrofit one of these bags that are completely inconspicuous. That's aside from the point, but yes, this chest rig is made by Visim, and they make low-cost equipment. You can get their equipment. I think this guy might have been $30, and it's held up. It's held up for range time. I've not had to throw it on for clearing the house, because I generally don't have to clear the house, but if I do, if I wake up to a bump in the middle of the night, this is easy enough to put on, and so I have magazines at the ready, depending on what I decide to grab. But overall, yeah, that's essentially it. Very simple, very cheap. Would you want to take this into a war zone? Probably not. But would it meet your needs for range or a class rig? Absolutely. And that's kind of what it does for me. It's for class time, it's for range time, and the occasional bump in the night. So it doesn't have to do anything fancy. It literally just has to hold your essentials. And it's slick-sided, so I can actually access my holster. Now, my concealed carry holster, if anyone's wondering what that is, it is a covert holster, I think a covert cloak. I cannot remember what the name of the holster is. It's by Arrowhead Tactical. It's a universal holster. It adjusts. It's built around the X300. It's an outstanding holster, and we may do a video on that sometime. But yeah, this video, I think it's pretty well adjourned, and that's essentially how I set my rig up. Maybe throw on some Oakley sunglasses, I don't know. But that's essentially it. I'm Ben. This is Hill William Tactical, and I will see you guys later.